Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Hey, please like, subscribe, consider donating to the channel. Look, Spence and Crawford, right? People have gone, berserk over the idea of Spence and Crawford fighting in June this year. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not getting excited over anything as far as Crawford and Spence. I just don't have the energy, you know what I'm saying, to sit here and get excited about the fact that Spectrum, inadvertently leaked a potential to be determined date for Spence Crawford pay-per-view for June of this year. Now, I will say this. Normally, where there's smoke, there's some fire. In addition to that, when you like we've been talking on the channel, when you look at the fact that no one's talking, Thurman's not talking, Spence isn't talking, Crawford's not talking. The WBO just went on record and said Crawford does not have a mandatory. You got to pay attention to what these guys say. The WBO said Rocha is not the mandatory, but they don't know, but he could be the mandatory. He probably will be the mandatory. But what they did say definitively is Crawford doesn't have a mandatory. And I said, damn, how come they just don't make Rocha the mandatory? But I realized that guy Paco, the WBO president, he was talking in code. And I said, this man's keeping secrets. And then it made me think about Suleiman when he came out and he did an interview. And he was definitely talking in codes. I mean, this man was saying when it comes to Earl Spence and Thurman, the fight's supposed to be at 154. They're not sure if it's going to check the box for the mandatory. They're not sure who's going to get the WBC title. It depends on, they have to wait and see if Thurman or Spence are going to continue fighting at 147. If not, they don't know. Things are up in the air. And let me tell you something. When you get the president of an organization talking like that, that means that they know what's going on. They just don't want to divulge that information. Same thing with the WBO. They don't want to divulge that information. But the one thing the WBO and the WBC that they were consistent on is that they want to push for the Crawford and Spence fight. So now when we look at the fact that there's a rumor, well, that, this whole thing happened with Spectrum, right? I wonder just how much of that is an accident. But I'm going to tell you, there's normally a calm before the storm. And it could be true that Crawford and Spence are going to fight. But the main reason I think that it could be possible, right? Since the fight was listed on the Spectrum Cable Upcoming Events website, right? That's a problem. There's some smoke there. But it's like I've been saying, you can't make me believe Keith, one time, all the time, running his mouth, don't duck me, son. You can't make me believe that anyone can keep him quiet. Now, there's a reason for that. But you better listen. If they're making Spence and Crawford, they got to be giving Keith Thurman some kind of sweet deal. There's got to be some kind of sweet deal. Because Keith Thurman is still owed a fight for that WBC title. But what's going to happen? I don't know. But what I will tell you is everyone's pretty much tired of hearing about Spence and Crawford. So it's just a matter of taking a wild guess, man. But I don't know. Are they back in negotiations? Is BLK Prime back involved? Nobody knows anything. You know what I'm saying? But we know that those negotiations between Crawford and Spence, they didn't go that way in the beginning, man. Crawford actually complained a whole lot about trying to deal with PBC and Spence's management. PBC and Spence's management, felt that Crawford just was inexperienced and there's some things that Crawford could have done a lot better. They also felt that he had too many pokers in the fire and wasn't committed to making the fight. That's why he took the Evanescence fight. But in my opinion, the reason why things could have gone super quiet now, because they don't want anything in regards to the negotiations. They don't want any of that to surface. And we know Crawford, with his inexperience, he went out there and he just told all the business. You know what I'm saying? Crawford was talking about how Heyman's mom being sick, talking about Spence having damn fire stick and everything else. But we'll see if it's true. I'm just telling you, until the fight is announced, I just can't put any energy into this. You know what I mean? Like I'm really over this whole thing about Crawford and Spence. I'm just tired. But we just have to wait and see. Because we know Mr. Potato Head Tim Bradley, he's going on record now. And on Mr. Potato Head, he went on record and said that the fight's going to happen this year. Why he would say that, I don't know. He says a lot of things, but you just don't know. But you're not going to get me to come out here and lie to you and say a bunch of different things just to get y'all spun up. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing definitive. But I would say the fact that it showed up on that website as an upcoming, the Spectrum website, as one of the upcoming events, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Maybe some fire out there. But that being said, more to come. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.